I cannot stress enough the importance of being in a community,
Yes.
especially if you're a career shifter, because things may get overwhelming and it's much easier if may kapareha ka din na nag-go through to the same thing.
Welcome to Kaka Computer Podcast. I'm your host Andre with.
Leo?
Rem?
And John Bonzo.
All right. So, okay. So, bakit kaya tech yung alternative career option for people na walang technical background? Why do they choose tech?
Apart kasi sa monetary benefits, we all know naman na IT is being in the IT industry is one of the high paying na career out there. It's mostly of their flexibility din. Like you get to work with different types of companies here and abroad and have that remote work flexibility. And at the same time, IT is everywhere. Like whether that be in fintech, whether that be in education, entertainment, it's everywhere. So you can build applications from different types of industry. So it's a very fun industry to be in. It allows you to be creative and explore different domain knowledges.
All right. How about Kuya Rem?
Sa tingin ko dun sa na-observe ko, even in the community, IT is among the most inclusive na industry. Na, yun nga, sabihin natin high paying. Sabihin na natin.
Diba? Ganun naman talaga eh.
Pero talaga.
Oo.
Pero yun yung parang nakita ko. Kasi there's no other profession na you can enter into without actually having that background na you need that degree, you need certificates na required siya. Hindi ganun eh. As long as you can exhibit the skill, there will be someone na
Willing to hire you.
How about John?
I would concur with what they said. Pera talaga.
Yun naman.
Saka ba, di ba? So that's number one. Siguro number two, that view of course, as an IT professional, as mentioned, right? It's everywhere. You can work everywhere, right? And number three is the ability to work abroad.
Yeah.
Especially kung pulis ka dito. Hindi ka lang pwedeng makapag abroad, di ba?
Yeah.
And earning dollars, right? So, ako rin, bilang OFW and technically migrant, balikbayan, ganun. Naman palagi. That's the reason why I actually choose IT.
Ako siguro parang kasi yung barrier to entry to tech is actually very low. Unlike kunyari ibang fields, di ba?
Like nursing.
Yes.
Or law, kailangan pa mag-bar passer.
Regulated ka eh.
Yeah.
Dito walang regulation eh.
Yeah. Yeah.
At maganda pa ron in terms yung nabanggit mo yung OFW, di ba? Kunwari graduate ka rito or licensed engineer ka, it doesn't translate na licensed engineer ka in, sabi natin, Europe.
Exactly, yes.
Pero pagka developer ka, kunwari sa Pilipinas, you can translate that skill.
Worldwide ka na.
Worldwide ka na agad eh. By default. Diba?
It's just a matter of proving your skills really,
Yes.
kung pang worldwide ka o hindi.
Yes.
May konting lang yan because I migrated to Australia, may konting, let's say, 7 years experience mo. Minsan nagbabawas sila ng mga 2 years experience, ganun. May konting bias pag sa Pinas. Pero majority, hindi siya ganun ka-strict than, of course, nursing, mga medical field, law. Yeah.
And another thing I'd like to add is, pwede mo siyang i-times 3 yung development mo. For example, you have a 9-to-5 job. You can take other side hustles that would actually speed up your experience. So, even though kahit like within 1 year, you can already have, let's say, times 3 ng experience mo rather than just having one single 9-to-5 job. Since marami ka ng skills na pina-practice and ina-apply doon sa mga projects na tinitake in mo.
Hack yun, no? Hack yun, no? 3 years experience in 1 year.
Yeah. That's actually very true.
10x.
Pati salary, sahot. 10x.
Yun lang.
Alright, so let's move over naman. No? So ano yung biggest challenges naman people face when they try to go into tech na wala silang like tech background talaga? How about Kuya Dev?
Where to start? Kasi napakalaki nga, nabanggit nga ni Cleo, na napakalaki ng IT field. So, saan ka magsisimula?
Kailangan mo ng roadmap, ganun,
Oo.
roadmaps.
Or kung ano yung gusto mong gawin, gusto mo bang mag-mobile, mag-cloud,
Oo.
mag-security. Ang dami yung pwedeng gawin.
Nagiging trap nga yun, yung
Oo.
ibang nagsisimula, gusto nyo aralin lahat. Na
Mm.
nag-spread din sila. Na sabi ko nga, just focus on one. Pili kayo isa, dalawa, tatlo. Tignan nyo kung ano yung maganda para sa inyo. Then, kung kaya nyo makapili ng isang track, double down.
Mm-mm.
Kayo, anong mga challenges?
Working also, finding opportunities. Kasi if you're going to start in a corporate setting, they would really look for credentials. But for startups, they're more flexible with regards to this one. So, I suggest na if you're trying to start, maybe work on a startup. Kasi all you need to do is really prove na kaya mo. You are deployable in a project right away na hindi mo na kailangang i-train pa. And then you can do the job with less supervision and in less time. Kasi yun talaga pag startup pabilisan yan like you have to deliver the product on a timely manner. So kapag corporate naman kailangan mo talaga ng credentials and the right connections to get into. So yun siguro yung parang difficulties if you're going to shift kung corporate and startup.
Yeah, ako din +1 nun on startup kasi yun nga, iba yung background ko kasi. Nag-graduate ako ng biology and degree. So parang ang naging basis lang talaga sa akin is yung GitHub repo ko.
Yes.
So, kumbaga parang ang hirap nun i-apply sa mga companies. Pero ang nagtiwala sa akin talaga was a startup. So I think usually for career shifter talagang startup kasi skills yung labanan eh.
Tama.
How about you, John?
Exactly the same. I've been hiring career tech shifters as well. Minsan nga geodetic engineer. Totally different.
Yung karamihan nga ng engineer ngayon, naglilipatan.
Minsan physics. Pero especially, there's some like a Venn diagram, especially for math, right? Especially for machine learning. So, kaya naman siya. I think one of the, right now for in the industry, sometimes, for example, if you want to work abroad, right? They actually check your educational background. Because you have a lot of kalaban na yung marami ka na.
Yes.
So yung mga legit talaga, nag-graduate ng ComSci, IT, Information Technology, Computer Engineering, kalaban yon. Tapos, yung mga nag-shift pa from different so kalaban din. So the bar right now is actually quite competitive. I think if you move to, in Singapore, if you work as an OFW, okay lang, kasi work visa lang siya. But if you want to move in Canada, in Australia, they actually, of course, for IT, Australian Computer Society, they'll check your education, relevant education, and your relevant experience. So I think that's the thing.
All right, so let's take some time to thank our sponsor, White Cloak. White Cloak Technologies is a custom software development company. They build mobile and web applications, and they work with leading brands in banking and real estate. Visit their website, whitecloak.com, to know more. And if you're finding this podcast interesting, make sure to subscribe on your favorite podcast app. All right, so ano kaya the best or the most at least effective way for someone to actually acquire technical skills to start their tech career?
For me, just practice, just try it out. For example, you mentioned, right, just one GitHub repo.
Yes.
Yeah, you're able to land one technical job even though you don't have any related degree with IT, you know. And I think for Kuya Dev, just follow Kuya Dev. To be honest. Diba kasi yung mga heroes no, people like, ito, something inspirational, gawa ko ng React app, sabi ni Kuya Dev. Ganun. O kaya just build your repo, build your somewhat a clout, no? Parang, you go to the events, go there, ipakilala mo yung sarili mo, no? And you'll be able to have the traction. Actually, there's two sided of the coin. Sometimes because of sobrang clout mo. Minsan hindi naman talaga magaling. Na-deceive yung mga employer na, ay, nakita ko to sa event,
magaling
speaker siya. Magaling lang magbenta. So I think if they can do that, even though they don't have any knowledge, technical knowledge, why don't you? Na binabasa mo yung mga online, you have your GitHub repository, you have sample projects and everything. You have your own website, yung .com na website, yung talagang may HTTPS and everything. So just try it out. Don't be afraid.
How about Cleo?
I cannot stress enough the importance of being in a community, especially if you're a career shifter, because things may get overwhelming, and it's much easier if may kapareha ka din na nag-go through to the same thing. So being in a community, actually when I graduated, I felt so lost on saan din ako magsisimula. But then by being in a community, I was able to like get to know yung latest trend, what are the hireable skill sets, that type of things. And then I was able to get friends as well. Like nag-collab kami ng project and we're able to put it on our GitHub repositories, things like this. So So really like be in a community and always try to put yourself out there and find build your network, build connections.
Yeah, magandang point 'yun kasi currently I'm learning how to speak Spanish. So may
Hola.
malayo pa
Espanyol.
ako. Malayo pa ako pero there's a parallelism there in which na parang if you want to get into tech, immerse yourself dun sa industry na gusto mong pasukan. Like, you will learn parang Spanish by really immersing yourself. Mas makakabilis yung process mo eh. So, in the same way, sa tech, ganun din. Immerse yourself. Una, yung communities. Sali ka sa mga communities, marami dyan. Dati, walang community for tech career shifters. Ngayon, binuo natin yung community for them, specifically for them.
Yes.
Kasi, when I was starting out, 7 years ago? Wala talagang pagtatanungan. You are very lost kasi tama pa itong ginagawa ko. And you're taking that risk without even knowing kung pwede ba. Now, may mga nakagawa na, myself,
may Lodi na, yeah.
si Andre. So, may mga nakagawa na. So, andyan yung community, andito kami to actually help you and make it a bit easier. Kasi lalo na sa environment ngayon, sa economy ngayon, napakahirap.
Yes, exactly.
But at least, meron kang mga tao na pwede mong kaagapay towards pursuing that goal.
Ako naman, the best way to acquire yung mga free resources.
Yeah.
Diba? Like yung sa YouTube. Ako, natuto lang ako by watching YouTube lang. Yung mga tutorials, mga Indian tutorials, diba? Parang, hindi mo naiintindihan pero ang laking tulong nila to get started na you don't have to shell out lots of money but yet you can get a career, right?
Sobrang ano pa nila mag-explain, no? Sobrang detailed. Ang daling maintindihan.
Step by step talaga.
Sana ganito yung teacher ko. Parang ganun.
Yeah.
Pero diba, ang galing.
Alright, so, ito na how can non-tech professionals get into IT careers through networks?
Yun, magandang tanong yun. Actually, ano yun more of the insight. Kasi, of course, yung mga tutorials yan, nabanggit din ni Andre na may mga free resources tayo dyan. Kaso, they don't tell you yung ano ba talaga yung kailangan ng industry. Kasi that changes. Yearly, monthly, nagbabago yan yung kailangan nila. So right now, parang yung iba, parang nangangailangan na ng AI knowledge, di ba? So you won't know that unless you actually ask people from the inside. You actually talk to people from the inside. So, absorb nyo lahat. Tanongin nyo. Napaka-generous pa naman ng tao sa communities. So, they will really tell you ito yung nangyayari sa experience ko. No? Kay Sir John, di ba, yung experience mo ngayon, nire-relay mo. And, listen to podcasts like this, no?
Yes.
Tama. Subscribe na.
Ganap lang, no?
How about John?
For me, no, I've been in the industry for almost 20 years na. In 3 different countries, Philippines, Singapore, and Australia. My advice is always check the job boards.
Yan,
Kung Job Street ba yan, Jobs TV. Kasi doon mo makita yung, sabi nga ni Kuya Dev, ayan, AI, makita mo sa, pag chinek mo yung React, parang kulang na yung mga React jobs. Pag na-check mo naman yung AI, Gen AI nakalagay, ang dami, mga results. So, doon mo makita mo yung timpla ng mga companies ngayon. So, yun talaga yung in demand, kung ano nakalagay sa mga job boards. So, that's number 1. And number 2, again, I concur. Tama talaga. You have to ask, okay yung mahiya. Pwede sa Reddit, pwede sa Facebook, mga ganun. And tama yung sinabi ni Kuya Dev. Maraming, syempre may mga snub, pero marami din na na mamabait.
Mas maraming mababait. Mas maraming.
Kasi yung maraming, diba, mga loko-loko na pero hindi ko ngayon, nag-iba na kasi. No? So, ayun lang. Pero I've been doing contract. Ma-share ko lang din in Sydney. Job hopper kasi ako. Makita mo yung LinkedIn ko. Ang dami kong kahit 1 month contract, pinapatos ko yun, 3 months, mga ganun. Ayun, diskarte ko lang. I always check sa sydneyseek.com.au. Parang popular yung AWS ngayon. Kaya ko na, actually, that's the reason why I was able to build my business. Kasi nakita ko yung lagay ng industriya. I started as a Java developer. Nakita ko yung decline niya. Then I moved to Node.js, mga ganun. Nakita ko yung decline niya. Nakita yung AWS, so sinabayan ko lang din. So yun, check nyo lang yung Jobstreet and other websites.
How about you, Clay?
Yeah, in terms naman of finding job opportunities through network, it's also important that you will look for role models and mentors. Because these people can vouch for your skills and may even get the opportunity for you. For example, most din ng experience ko, I actually got these jobs through network. Hindi sa LinkedIn, hindi sa they are referring me to these open positions. So definitely in a community, you can look for people na pwede mong i-look up or maging mentor and teach you actually the ropes of how to actually get in this industry. So,
Yeah, actually, +1 dyan, no? Kahit sinasabi ng backer,
Ayan.
pero
Hindi eh.
parang di naman siya in a bad. Kasi actually, they can help you, diba? Really have a
Totoo yan.
job. Kasi they know what you can do.
and they will advise you how much you're worth.
Yes.
Para hindi ka hindi ka malobol. Kasi isa din yan sa pinaka-tricky na part of getting into industry. They will say, oh, we're paying high, but then at the end of the day, madidisappoint ka, oh, mid-level, pero ba't 70 lang yung bigay sa akin, ganun. So, these people will actually tell you the truth and the realities of being in that industry and how much you're really worth. So, they can measure, ito yung skills mo, so this will be your price tag.
Yeah.
So,
And
ganun.
actually, no, parang mas preferred nila na kilala nila. Kasi they know they can trust.
Tama.
Kung na-vouch mo na.
Kung
Mas gusto
na-vouch
ko
mo.
yung nag-hire ako, kilala ko na eh. Kaysa yung nag-apply through a recruiter.
Yep.
Kasi i-vouch mo pa, maganda nga ba talaga yung kakatrabaho to. Pero pag kilala mo na, mas
Yep.
madaling kunin eh. Lalo na pag from previous job mo, di ba? Kunin mo na ngayon kasi nakalipat
May
ka na.
previous working experience ka with them.
Mad ko rin din dyan, no? Kasi I've been hiring interns as well in the AWS community, mga cloud clubs, mga college students. Most of my interns, nakuha ko lang sa networking din, mga events. And I can see them. Alam ko na yung mga tao na to, they're actually working and they know their stuff. And they are. Totoo nga talaga na I've built with them, no? Talagang magaling sila. Even my previous year, my recent new hire, ganun din. Networking ko lang din siya nakilala. Ano.
Diba?
So it's
So may
really
social proof
powerful
talaga.
yung network mo.
+1 din. +2.
May siguro last question natin, no? Ito madalas sa tanong din to eh. Lalo na ngayon, ang daming layoffs. Parang ang hirap makakuha ng trabaho. Is it still worth it to shift into tech? Taking that risk of, you know?
Oo naman. Oo naman. No? Kasi, kumbaga, ang tech naman kasi hindi talaga siya mawawala. There's always a demand. Kumbaga, kahit na fierce yung competition, laging may demand. You just need to always upskill. Yun naman yung good about IT, laging may bago.
Yes.
So kahit na okay na feel na tong job, baka meron in a new technology, emerging tech na pwede mong explore to be your new career.
For me, it's really worth it kasi yung joy of building something and then have it on the hands of hundreds and millions of people, it's just, alam mo saan mapupunta yung ginagawa mo, like you're burning your midnight oil and then pag nag-release na kayo sa production, sobrang, so yung feeling na I'm helping people by getting from point A to point B by this app, things like that, or I'm helping people with their sickness by this diagnostic app, ganon. So it's really worth it. Like even though maraming layoffs, you just really have to establish yourself na you're still hireable. Kasi at the end of the day, marami pa din naman nag-hire dyan, and it's on different types of domain, different types of industry. So yeah.
Sa akin, yes. May pera pa rin sa IT.
Oo, wala yun.
I-quote ko rin sinabi ni Jensen Wang kasi sabi niya wala ng programmer. No? but basically for that, what he basically means is ma-offload lang yung mga work, but he mentioned that because of that automate nga siya, these companies can have new projects as well. And those new projects, they need new employees, new ano. So, hindi siya mawawala basically kasi maraming, without the AI, no, it's not actually perfect.
Yeah.
Diba? You have augmented AI pa rin, diba tinatawag na augmented AI. So, and basic on the design, yung AI mo, kailangan din niya ng tao to automate that, to of course fine-tune that, yung mga hyperparameters ng ng ML workflows mo. So yes.
Actually, to add on that, yung AI models kasi ngayon built on happy path. Hindi pa niya makukuha yung consciousness ng tao. Like human consciousness to actually design the thing. It's just identifying na ito ba yung tama or hindi. Tapos hindi na nila tinitignan yung parang non-happy path. So AI is not perfect. It's still in its very, very initial stages, if I may say. So, yep.
Siguro sa akin, of course, ano siya. Pero ibahin kasi natin yung mindset ng shifting careers. Kasi a lot of people think na kaya siyang gawin overnight, in 3 months. Hindi. It's a journey.
Yep.
It's going to take a very long time. So, within that mind frame, isipin nyo na, ginagawa ko to, nag-aaral lang ako. Then eventually, baka, it could be possible. No matter what the market is.